Hey, how's it going? I'm Sephiros, and in this video, I'm going to show you some cool things about Shimmer Reverb. What is it? What are some available Shimmer Reverbs that I use personally? And how to make your own. Making your own can produce some pretty unique and cool results. So let's go. So here I have a simple sine wave pluck. So just a nice sine wave pluck. This is my Moog sine wave, just clean Moog sine wave. Maybe I'll get a little bit of noise in there just because noise sounds pretty good going through the Shimmer Reverb. So I'll go into my samples, and I'm working on a sample pack for my Patreon with the Moog subsequent, and in here I have all kinds of sounds, including this noise, which is just the analog Moog noise. So I'll turn that down a bit. Give it a bit of a release. A little bit of attack. And a little bit of a high pass. And I think on the sine wave, I'll give it a little bit of a pitch envelope. So it's kind of a tom type sound. Also, I don't want that noise pitching around, so I'll go in here and select 0 for the scale on the tuning. That way the noise is always going to be the same pitch. So, Shimmer Reverb. We all know, or hopefully we all know, about the OG Valhalla Shimmer. So it's a lovely sound. It's a really lovely sound. We have these different color modes, bright and dark. And you can see this shift. This is a key component of Shimmer Reverb. So if I turn the shift down to 0, you can see it doesn't have that shimmery top end anymore. It kind of just sounds like a reverb. But if I turn the shift all the way to 12, these are semitones. Hear how it steps up. If I increase the feedback, so what's happening is it's pitch shifting the delays. Inside this reverb plugin, there are a bunch of delays, probably some comb filters, maybe some all-pass filters, some pretty intricate stuff going on inside this plugin behind the scenes, and one of the things that's happening is it's pitch shifting the delays. So we're going to come back to that. But first, I would like to show you an Ableton native shimmer. And this is in Live 11. It's in the hybrid reverb. So we can grab a hybrid reverb, and we can turn the blend all the way right, so we're only listening to the algorithm portion. And we can select shimmer here in the algorithm. So you can see if you start to select different pitches instead of just octaves, you go into this cool inharmonic kind of atonal territory, like a little bit of pitch down. You can get a lot of really cool sounds that way. So that's just another Shimmer Reverb, not quite as cool as the Valhalla one. And there are others, but those are the main two that I reach for in my arsenal so far, on top of the Melda reverbs. Have some pretty cool shimmering algorithms as well. But now let's take that idea and make our own. So let's get just the Ableton reverb. We'll start out with Ableton stuff. So we'll get an Ableton reverb. Turn the decay time up. So just dialing in some of these parameters on the reverb. We can try the quality modes here. These are different modeling types. So the eco is a plate reverb. Sounds nice and smooth, a little bit more tonal. And then the mid, this is like I think a room reverb or a hall. And then the high quality is like your arena reverb or like your big room reverb. So I was liking the sound of the plate, the eco setting. It carries the tone a little bit more. It's a little less atonal. So what I'm going to do to create a shimmer now is make this fully wet. So we're only hearing the reverb. I'm going to group it. And then I'll create another chain, and this will be our dry chain. And then this will be our shimmer chain. And then on our shimmer chain, we need to do some pitch shifting. So what we can use for that is a granular delay. So we'll get Ableton grain delay out. And I'm first going to try it after the reverb. So we're going to take this fully wet reverb signal and then do like 50% dry wet and turn the pitch up to 12. So we'll start with 12. So now we're basically taking this reverb, sending it into the grain delay, and what that's doing is it's taking a bunch of copies or samples of that reverb and pitching them up, and we can use a little bit of spray and this frequency, and then the time is going to determine how long those samples are. So we can now mess with this and get some pretty interesting shimmering effects. So some pretty interesting stuff to be had there. What we can do is group it and make sure the dry wet is fully wet, and then do a filter. And we can do this filter post and pre. And then we can high pass or low pass the signal going in. So let's try low passing the signal going in and low passing the signal going out. We can also let the unaltered reverb through. And then we can just mix them in. Another thing we can do, if you're in Live 10 or above and you have groups within groups, we can actually start to duplicate this grain delay a couple times. And maybe on this bottom one we'll do 24 semitones and, I don't know, a longer delay time, maybe more spray. And then for this one we can change the settings again, keeping the dry wet fully wet on all of these. And just get a couple different instances here that have slightly different settings so that we get a little bit more complexity. And then another thing we can do to smooth it out more is delay the whole entire signal. So we'll kind of mix it all back together here. I'm putting this decay or this echo after this grain delay rack. So we have the chain that has our grain delay, and then the chain underneath, which is the reverb clean. And then both of those are going to be delayed together, and then we'll add a little bit more reverb with the echo plugin. So you can just keep stacking delays and reverbs, and this is really great for creating like soundscapes. So what I could do is just completely mute the dry chain, so we're only hearing this shimmer reverb, and I could play a little something. And then I can just record that nice tail. So it's a really great way to make these cool little ambiances, and then no matter what you put through it, it's going to sound crazy. And it's really great for atonal stuff too. So if you do different pitches on the, you can even do cool chordal stuff like doing sevenths instead of octaves on the pitch shifting delays. And yeah, I just love making these nice little one shots. It's cool to like reverse it, maybe like pitch it down a little bit. Sounds like a movie. Yeah, so try making your own shimmer reverbs. They're really fun, and it's a really great way to experiment and create those nice, lush pads and textures and layers that you can use in your production. So yeah, until next time, I'm Sephiros. Big up and peace.